Hey, what's up everybody? It's KyFy. I'm glad you could be here. If you are new, welcome. This is a KyFy theory and this is the Zin-Finity Board. So if you are new to the Zin-Finity Board, basically it is an elementally energetic grid that flows on a 21-part circuit, housing all aspects of the mind in a still life fashion. So basically, imagine your life on pause, that you have a menu, and this is the menu that you see, and we're going to put cards on it to figure out what's happening right now. So, what's good, Aries? How are you? I was beyond excited to do this reading, but because of a confirmation. The confirmation I had was, I have the answer. I literally have been trying to figure out a way to connect all of this, and I literally got an answer. And after months and months and months of thinking about it, when you finally get a way, an option, it's almost like this is it. Like your eyes shoot wide open. It's ridiculous. So this is the moment that you're in right now, where you're going to be within the next few days. So that's the direct message from you, literally from what just came through. So if you like this content, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Basically, I'm creating an app for the spiritual community. It's going to be a one-of-a-kind, one of the things that you see literally on the same league as Google. I claim it here. It's a big claim, but as you keep following me, as you keep understanding where my mind is, you can understand that I got something going on. So, like, share, and subscribe. Share it with your favorite reader, your favorite community, that kind of thing. And if you are interested in a reading, dip my emails below. So without further ado, let's get on with this reading. I have one message for Aries, literally one. Before, with the other readings, I didn't have a message, I only had attributes, but I'm gonna do it proper this time. So the message is, your true desire is reflected by the things that are attracted to you. So, point blank simple, the things that you cannot seem to stay away from. Not addictions, but things that doesn't really seem to have purpose, but they're just there and kind of just floating by you, almost like you're at shore looking for ships to come by, but a whole bunch of logs come and you can build your own raft, right? That kind of thing. So these little things are what is attracted to you, what will come towards you so you can help yourself, right? But you got to put the pieces together. So imagine that in a sense is only attraction. You are not consciously trying to pursue anything. You are letting it flow towards you. And once you see where the flow is coming from, then you can kind of like swim upstream and that kind of thing to get where, to figure it out. But basically, to put it like this, if you were looking to settle in a new land, the best option you have is right next to a stream, and you are finding that stream, and that's what that's about. So that was really it for the messages. It was only one message, like I said, but the next part is the attributes, and it goes as follows. There's 10 attributes. So for the Aries, you have the perspective of I desire. That's naturally where you are right here. The house of the self, right? That's where your home is, right? The fuel for that home is severity. The focus for that home is the tower, the thing that kind of gives the stability, right? The power of that home is the emperor. The tool in that home is attraction, naturally. The sense and the clear sense, right? Let me explain this real quick. There's the conscience, the consensus, and then there's the clear senses. That's spiritual. Conscience is physical. Clear sense is spiritual. Well, you understand what I mean. So the conscience, the regular sense, is pain, and the clear sense, the spiritual sense, is empathy. Naturally, you are a fire sign, and it's a cardinal fire. What does that mean? That is the energy of the perspective of fire. You see where the energy of fire, the element of fire should be, the epitome of it, the goal of it. That's where you shine. So you get the point with the fire energy. You get the point of what somebody's doing. You get the point of why they're doing it. You get the point of why they had these habits. You get the point of why they're thinking this way. Like that's what you're best at. And lastly is the chakra, and this is the throat chakra. But the throat chakra on this board is 3 parts, right? So we're just gonna leave this part over here for this is basically data and experience. This is ebb and this is flow. So sorry, this is ebb and this is flow. So those are the 3 parts of the throat chakra that I'm just gonna name right now, because I understand that it's 3-dimensional. Like it's weird, but that's just what I'm naming it right now. So you have the data and experience, that's right here. You have the ebb and the flow. You can understand those 2 concepts and what they do and what the reason for it, right? So let me run down the line of this real quick. The perspective is I desire. The house is the self. The fuel is severity. The focus is the tower. The power is the emperor. The tool is attraction. The conscience is pain. The clairsense is empathy. The element naturally is fire, is a cardinal fire. And the chakra is the throat chakra. The ebb portion of it, right? The potential of it, right? So let me get the house details really quickly. So the description of the first house is the house of self. It rules the conscious self, one's identity and its expression of it, and how one is seen by others. So it's basically the epitome, the max expression, the max self-expression. That's, like I was saying, the point of it, right? So it's kind of not self-explanatory. It's a whole house, but yeah. Obviously the planet is Mars, and we can move on from there. So before I get started, I'm gonna let you know how the Zin-Finity Board works specifically. There's energy that goes from the crown down to the root. So that's from basically from the crown down to the root, back up to the crown, starting from 0, right? So 0 back to 0. And this is how, it just goes like that. 0, 1, 10, 0. That's just how it is. So when I get the energy from the crown to the root, then it's manifested for you to actually do something with. But in a sense, imagine there's a string, a small string, like a stream, right? Coming from that crown to the root. And I'm going to expose it to you and push everything out the way down to the root. And it kind of clear the passage. That kind of thing is going to happen right now. And as I said, it's elementally energetic. So when energies are off, fire, air, water, earth, on this side, it must be fire or earth. On this side, it must be air or water. And on right here, it can be fire or air. So using those rules around the whole board, you can understand where the energy could be off. And it gives me a tag as a reader to talk about it, to get that energy to flow. It's backed up. It's almost like mental chakra points, and I'm pushing it all down, that kind of thing. So without further ado, let's get the first card up, which is, it's a part of Ayin. That's the first part of the reading, right? And it is the 5 of Swords. This is the place of I know. This is the throat chakra, starts from 0. And this is on suit. So this is a good thing, even though it seems a little tumultuous. I don't know why I had to say that. Tumultuous? Yeah, somebody's reading a lot of drama. You're gonna attract what you're looking at, right? Let's just say that there's a good part of this drama series that you're watching. You want the good part, but you're understanding it took some of that negative that you also saw to get there. So do you want to put yourself through that? So this is what you're attracting, right? It's little examples like this that's kind of run in the back of our mind every time that we watch anything, listen to anything like that. It's projecting a future. It's projecting a vision. So the 5 of Swords, unbridled ambition, winning at all costs, and sneakiness. Now, this is with your knowledge. You're not willing to tell anybody anything. Literally right now, it's just like the gates is closed for some reason. But that's on your experience. You won't allow anybody to basically sway what you're learning right now, because this is a crucial point, and you realize that. You realize that at this moment, as I said, you got the answer. That was my first message. So at this moment, you're becoming more secretive, and that's a good place to be, because it seems like these other people are going to be looking around you like, oh la la, I'm not waiting for you to go make a move. I'm not waiting for you to make a move so I can just follow you, like I wasn't stalking you in the first place. I'm not waiting for you to make that move. That's not me. I'm not doing that. They're stalking you, and you know it, and you're just looking at them like, I know what you're doing, and I'm waiting for you to make that move. It's almost like, yeah, you get it. But you're not in an attack stance. You're in a defensive stance. It's almost like a passive defensive stance. It's all, yeah. They know not to approach because it will become defensive, but rightfully so. So that's what you know. Now, what crowns the reading is the Emperor. So let's get this. Authority, structure, control, and fatherhood. Now, this is a great energy to have here, mainly because this is the center of the soul, which is of emanation, of your imagination. So you're sitting in a place where you're guarding the new vision. You're guarding the new vision. And what happens when you guard the new vision? Basically, you get people that are around you like, oh, I think there's something about you. There's something about this person. I'm going to just stick around. But sticking around is actually holding on. Even though you don't think you love them, you're not moving away. So that's still allowing space, right? The enemy likes to trick you in many ways. So figure out what's still holding on to you. This is your being, right? Who you're going to be at the beginning and the end of any day. And you're going to be a person who's patient with yourself. That's perfect, because people who aren't patient with you will skip past you. But those who are magnetically drawn to you, you know, that attraction, will almost like have no choice but to stick around and won't know why. But it won't be negative. It won't be awkward. It won't be nothing like that. It'll be very friendly. It'll be very accepted. There's a difference in for what's right for you and what's wrong for you. It's easy. It's just easy. There's no hands. You don't need no hands. Look, ma, no hands. I can ride this bike with no hands. Just imagine the same thing happens with the people and the things around you. You can do it with no hands. Almost like no control needed to have these things that are around me. Alright, so next up is I want, and this goes into the third eye chakra, right? So the third eye has two parts. The first part of the third eye is the soul star chakra, right? Second part of the third eye is the earth star chakra. So that's the light side and the dark side. So on the light side, you have the Five of Pentacles, and this is on suit, right? This is I want. So let's get it. So this is need, poverty, and insecurity. This is what you want. This is what they want you to have. They want you to need them for something. They want you to be outside with them. They want the roles to be reversed. But they see that you're in the abundance flow, and they can't just step in that way, because it's almost like, why would you step in front of a truck? You know what's going to happen. And this, yeah, you know what's going to happen if you step in front of that truck. And God is like, don't step in front of this. You get the warnings, and then some people jump in front of it like, I'm more important than this. And then you, what was that? God says, don't worry about it. Just another bump in the road. Right? That kind of thing. So, moving on, we have on the dark side of the third eye, the earth star chakra, we have the Three of Swords, and it's also on suit. So let's get that. This is heartbreak, suffering, and grief. Now, the best thing about heartbreak is that you know it's the time for expansion. It already broke. You don't have to worry about it breaking again. The lesson was learned. So you're open to see what was supposed to happen. That's the point. A closed heart can't receive blessings and attacks. So now it got some holes in it God can use. God said, oh, I have a way in. And that's good. And it's not just God as spirit. Spirit has a way in to help you. Because God is the overseer of all of this stuff. Spirit works with you hand in hand. God gives you the time to do it. Allows you to do the certain things and disallows you in certain things. So, yeah. The next card is I Will. And this is the flow of the throat chakra, right? So this is the Two of Wands, and this is also on suit. Everything is on suit so far. The first thing that is off suit is this one right here. So this is when it starts to get a little shaky. And it had to be where you shine the most, right? It had to be that. It couldn't be anything else but where you shine the most. So this is how I know is the board is talking to me. And me being new to all of this stuff, I literally just realized that the Emperor card is the card that I mentioned that's your power card. Now, if somebody else mentioned that and caught that and peeped that before me, you was on it. But right now, that's crazy. I got jitters from that. I don't even know what to say. That's crazy. How the whole power card come up to crown your reading. This is your time. And it's time to take action, right? New moon in Aries. This card came out when I was drawing them. So I noticed that. That's the one that I noticed. And I was like, haha, watch when they see this card. And I didn't even notice the first one. Forget it. It's just ridiculous. Right, so Two of Wands in the place of I Will. Planning, making decisions, and leaving home. So the space where your home is where this Three of Pentacles is. So this is off suit. If you're leaving home, the home that you once knew, you're going to find a place that's for you. So if you are in transition, this is that confirmation you're on the right track. It's okay how shaky it might be. You're on track. This is that confirmation. It's right there. And this is 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Like, it's like going in order. So if you've been seeing 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, that kind of thing, yeah. So the next card up is the one that was the first one that was off suit, which is I Desire. And this is where you shine. It's the Seven of Pentacles. It should be air or water, but it's not. So let's see. Hard work, perseverance, and diligence. Right. You see this right here? You standing in your power. You're also standing in your ignorance with that power. So it's almost like you're saying you're stepping in front of what God has for you instead of letting God lead. You lead your own life in what you're supposed to do after you get the order. You know what I mean? It's after you get the order that you make the decisions. But, this is God at the head of your life. It's after you get the order. If that's the scenario, right? So you can understand, you might have little tweaks and things like that you want to do without like your daily events and things like that. But you're lined up to learn a lesson. And if you move right now, you won't get the climax of the lesson. So there's something that's important that's about to happen when it's regarding your desires. And as I said before, you will already have the answer. The answer is not a thing that's manifested. It's a creation that has to be. It has to germinate. It has to I forgot the word, but it has to be birthed into this world, right? So the next card up was I Love. And this is represented by the Three of Pentacles. It was off suit. So let's get it. So These two are off suit. What you love, the space that you have to go get what you desire, is not there. And what you desire is almost like so far-fetched that you're not even willing to go get it. It doesn't seem like it didn't. See, you have to speak in the present tense. It didn't seem like it was possible, but now that you're living the beginning of it, you can see the end. You can see the goal. That's the current stance right now. So yeah, Three of Pentacles in your space. This is the space of I love, right? The things that you are keeping around you, that kind of thing. Three of Pentacles. This is teamwork, collaboration, and building something. Now, teamwork and collaboration almost seems like principalities and enemies holding you back. There's not teamwork with your spirit team. No, it's with somebody else. It's with some other things. It's not what was meant for you. It's something that was holding you back. A lesson. Well, collateral damage of a lesson. I'll put it that way. Right? That's crazy. Yeah, the next energy, the next one that was up is I do or I act, right? These are your habits and your patterns in your mind and your body. So understand that too. These are the habits in your mind and your body. The pressure to do or not to do within your mind and your body. So this is represented by the Fool energy. This is air, and air supports fire, but it's not on suit. So it's not that off. You're willing to do the new thing, but you don't know what the thing is. And it's okay, because there's no wrong move when you want to move for God. There's no wrong move. God will make that move somehow. That life story that you would say, oh, the coincidence. I can't believe that this happened during this time, because God said, you believed in me, so watch me paint your steps, pave your steps. Watch, just walk in the darkness, and it'll be like, you know how they show the footsteps approaching while you walking in the darkness, like it's just like there when you there, that kind of thing, like that kind of thing. I hope I did it right and you understand what I mean. Because I didn't know how to do that. Yeah. So the Fool, innocence, new beginnings, and wonder, and foolishness. Right. So it's only foolish to your untrained conscious eye and the eye of others. It's only foolish to those two entities, right? It's only foolish to them, because God knows that it's training. It's level 1 for your dream. Because it looks foolish. It's level 1. You understand, people don't recognize you until you level 60. Oh, that's him and they do this. Or that's her and she does this. That's level 60. Level 1 looks crazy. It looks like you can't shoot. You make one shot out of 50. That's what level 1 looks like. But that's in your dream path. So you hope you understand what I mean. It looks crazy because it's not fine-tuned yet. As you do it more, you gather, like you start gathering a purpose and a point and a structure and how to, and how, like, where the ins and outs of your quirk, your blessing. So yeah, the next up is the Page of Cups, and this is in the place of I feel. Now, your feelings are perfect with this. So in the world of creation is the emotions. Over here in Gebura, which is desire, this is the desire, right? So you have emotions, desire, and feelings. Emotions are not feelings. Emotions are energy for, the potential energy for, to feel. The potential energy to feel this kind of way, to feel hurt, to feel this. So this is misguided emotions. We understand it differently than what it should be. I have so much potential to do something, but if you're not using it as potential, it's coming out as crying, which is, also released too. It's coming out as anger, it's coming out as this, it's coming out as that. But it's all emotional, right? Those are the feelings. You deciding to embody those emotions. You see how the words trick where it should be in the mind? So I hope you can make that split and distinction. But you have a handle on this. You decided to say, hold up, wait. It's almost like you were about to drown. Oh, you almost didn't make it. And next thing you know, you got that one breath. And you looked up and said, what's happening? Oh, I can swim? I didn't know I can swim. The whole time I didn't know I can swim. The whole time I didn't know that my blessing was right there. You know those dreams? I don't know, those dreams. I've had a dream like this once. A couple of times, right? Where you're running and it seems like the path just keeps getting longer. That's what it felt like when you felt like you were drowning. It felt like the water, the level, the air kept getting farther away. But I don't know why I had to say that. That's just another example. The next energy, and it ended off with the lovers, and this is air, in a place where it should be earth. So it's not that much energy that's off. But let's get the lovers. Partnerships, union, and duality. Air is opposite, or polar opposite of earth, right? So that means that no mental process can happen if earth was here, right? Which it is. No mental process is happening. Everything is taking up your space. You have no time to do nothing. Everybody needs you, and that's how it feels. When it comes up to what you manifest, you're saying, oh, I don't have this, I can't do this, and I can't do that. I don't think that this is possible. Instead of using the things that are around you that are possible, the level 1 items that look crazy to you, like this is not going to work, or this step doesn't have the effect that I want, and I'm looking for something that has a bigger effect. But doing this tiny thing will give me the idea of what comes next. So you have to build from the bottom. But this is the lover's reverse, so my bad. This is a loss of balance and disharmony. And also, see, I said it like that, and now I have to do the second rule. When it's upside down, when the card is upside down, it plays the opposite element. You understand what I mean? So this is actually earth, but your mind, you're figuring it out. Like I said, the answers are coming. And it's coming in the sense of you're going to partner with your spirit, your spiritual team, or your village, right? But like I said, these things are attracted to you, opposite of all of your senses, right? The sense that all of them. And it's opposite ambition. So yeah, that was Ayin. The next part of the reading is Soph, and we're going to do this with my new cards. It is the Moonology Oracle cards, right? So, the first card up, in the place of who, well, let me say this. In this part of the reading, you get the answers for who, what, when, where, and why of the situation. This creates the scene and the setting and the energies outside of what you know. So if you take all of that we just talked about as just knowledge, that's what it should be. Now you're going to put the energy towards the situation. Now you can correct what you think it was, the triggers and all that other stuff. So for the trigger of fire, who? That main question, right? Don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. So let's get it. Have you been letting your pride become an obstacle? Is the question you're asking based on your ego, or is it from your heart? Leo energy is all about the heart. Think of the big-hearted king of the jungle, the lion. Its energy is magnificent, but when it's combined with the rush of the full moon, it can become over the top. This card may have come to you because you need to end a deadlock that has developed. More love and thoughts for the greater good are the solution to this dilemma. Alright, so you know there's a cycle for a woman, right? Just think of it as the divine feminine cycle. Now there's a divine masculine cycle that happens around the moon too. It's only right because as above, so below, as within, so without. We just don't know what it is. So a hike of pride is what is coming to me right now. Your willpower goes out of whack. Your control, your need for control gets out of whack. So that's divine masculines, men, and the energy that's natural, what it wants to do. So the energy is conscious and men are conscious. So there's two different things that wants to do two different things. Put them where they belong, right? Alright, so that's who. The next up is what, and this is the world of manifestation. Who is the world of emanation, right? That's on the tree of life. You can look it up. The world of manifestation is the physical, and this is a new start is coming, the new moon. Now this is the first card in the book, right? The new moon. So yeah, that's something by itself. There is a yes coming your way. This is one of the most auspicious cards in the deck. It is totally positive and suggests something new and exciting is developing. The situation you're asking about is blessed and you are on target to achieve your goals. The message from the universe is that you're starting all over again in some way. Be that on a new or better course, or it's just feeling more positive about achieving your desired outcome. So new is new emotion, and you can't experience the same good emotions that you had with the last thing, because there's new good emotions to experience. You have to let go of the old good emotions that make you feel good for the new good emotions that'll probably make you feel better. Like new levels, new devils, yes, but new levels, new blessings, and new energies, and new other things. And it's not just new devils. You just don't rise and fight all the time. It's really blessed. I have moments where I'm so excited I can't even sit down. And then I have moments where I'm just like, I just want to lay on the floor. It's both, right? But I'm still in the cocoon stage of my journey. I know I am, right? I'm still in that cocoon stage. I'm trying to branch out right now. With your help, like, share, and subscribe, right? But yeah, that's what. When is in the mind, and it's Yetzirah, this is the world of formation. It's time to take action. Let's see. And the crazy thing is, the new moon came, and the new moon Aries is right here too. So two new moon energies came out. The flame is lit. So I was just saying it's lit, but a wonderful new start beckons, and you are on the right track. Drawing this card is a superbly positive sign that if there is something that you want to happen in your life, it will happen. Take this card as a big yes from the universe. This is the time to really tune into your dreams. You may still have a long way to go, but you are on the way. Determination, self-assertion, and bravery are called for, but the hot 5 areas is driving you towards success in whatever endeavor you are asking about. Alright, as I said, the point of it all, that kind of energy. Oh, okay. So, on my board, there's a triangle that goes like this, that goes in the form of a shape of an eye, right? Literally an eye. And this, it's what it's looking at. And you're looking at yourself, finally. The place that God wanted you to look the whole time. You thought other people were attractive. No. God was just giving you examples of what you are on the inside, so you can see it as a reflection. God is showing you who you are. You think you saw that bad, bad is another word we shouldn't use, but you saw that beautiful person right in front of you. God is trying to reflect you who you are. That beautiful person locked eyes with you, and you're like, what's going on? Yeah, you're reflecting them. They're reflecting you. And how else can God talk to you besides just pure English? That's corny. We want that pure English, but if it ever did, it pisses us off. It pisses me off. When you hear that still voice and it stops all your emotions, meaning like you have to listen to it like, I didn't want to think about that. And it's the truth. It stops you from pouting. It stops you from doing all this other stuff. Yeah. That's when you act upon yourself and your selfness. So where is full moon in Virgo? And this is in the spirit. You are good enough. It is time to be really honest with yourself and have an understanding of what led you to ask your question. Have you been humble to the point of being self-effacing? I don't even know what that word is. Humility is good, but it can go too far. And drawing this card suggests you may be underrating yourself. You don't have to be flashy, just quietly certain that you are good enough. Wow, this person didn't speak English, I can tell. It's not the first language. I was like, whoa. At the other end of the scale, you also need to honestly answer this question. Have you been too picky? Yeah. Pickiness. Right here. Who you are, you say you see the point. So that means that confidence is seeing the point. If it's wrong, you're actually using your power against God in God's way. So you get out of the truck and run in front of it and let it run over you. That's not good. Stop doing that. Yeah. And God is just get back in the truck. So that was where, right? This is why. 2 cards came up and it kind of flipped over extra hard. So I just had to leave it like that. So it said full moon in Cancer and the super moon, right? So let's get the full moon in Cancer first. Things are likely to get very heated as full moon in Cancer is a super emotional sign. So there could be something of an explosion of feelings around now or surrounding your question. It is important to be sensitive to other people when you pull this card. There are some very fine sensibilities around, so tread carefully as you move towards your goals or dreams. Alright, so there's a lot of anxiety around you, and it's not just you. That energy and that want that you have to reach your goal is the same level of somebody else's want to feel safe and secure and, survive and things like that. Whatever their focus is, it's on the same energetic level because we're all trying to survive and grow at the same time. But we are all taking our own journeys, but it's the same energy. We're dealing with the same things. It's just coming out and looking different, right? We think we're so separate, but we got, yeah. Next up is the super moon, and this is a part of why. Emotions are running high. So the Cancer card, the super emotional card, right, came out, and then the super moon says emotions are running high. So it's extra high anxiety. What I just said times 2, 3. This card suggests that the answer to whatever you're asking is quite large, like the silvery full moon, and set against the velvety night sky. If you're wondering how successful something is going to be, such as a job or relationship, the answer is... It said the answer is very, but yeah, to use common parlance. Alright, so I had to read it, but I get what it's saying. This is about trusting the process. Because you're not controlling, because you're following what God is asking you to do, it's not like you're deciding for yourself. So it's a trust. Even though you're doing things, it's a trust behind what God asks you. Like I'm repeating myself, but like I said before, you were on level 1 before. Now you might be at level 6. Look how it's coming out. Look what's happening. Can you do more things? What happened? What did you learn from that basic step? What did you learn from first seeing your power? That little instance. Oh, I can be this. Oh, I can do that. What did you learn from that experience? To give a good example of what this could be, if you wanted to be a DJ, right? What it looks like as a DJ at level 1 is on your phone playing it while you in the MTA, while you in a crowded train. Nobody wants to hear that. It's trash. But maybe one person in the train is like, oh, that's my song. I'm not going to dance. I'm not going to act like I like it, but that's my song. And then you're sitting there in the corner like, that's your level 1. That's it. That's the only thing that happens. That's level 1. Level 100, you know, you all these other famous DJs out here in the best places with all the crowds, you know, it's differences. Before I get to the next part of the reading, I forgot something, and it involves the lucky numbers. So I'm gonna put them up on the description, but basically the platonic solids, there are 5 of them: earth, water, fire, air, ether, right? And basically all of these sides equal up to 50, and the lowest that you can have is 5 naturally. So try to guess a number from 5 to 50, and the closer you are, the more this reading resonates with you. We're about to get to a lot of the clarification and answers right now, so this is probably why it's important. To know. Alright, so basically we're gonna start from ether first. So going down from ether, right? 9, 7, 3, 18, 4. And that's 41. Okay, yeah, 41. So if you guess the number 41, this reading is specifically for you, and you can understand you scale it down, right? So yeah. But 41 in gematria is 5. So that's that. Let's put this up a little bit. So for the next part of the reading, now that you have your confirmations, is or. This is the part of the reading where we connect the spirit to the consciousness, right? That's basically what we're doing. And how we do it is, if I can turn these cards like this, meaning the energy is correct, we have full flow from crown to root, right? Going from all the cards, right? So what I'm going to do right now, if you would give me a moment to get these cards down, I'll clarify for each one of these spots. So give me a moment to get these cards down right about now. Alright, so basically when it comes up to the space you have to do what you want, and the fear that holds you to those conditions, those are the 2 issues that you have the most problems with. Now, when it comes up to what you're doing, your energy to do it, the way you do things is proper. And this is why they don't want you to go in the right track. Because once you go on the right track, you're fitted for that position. And you'll zoom off so fast that they won't be able to hold on to you strong enough. So, yeah. So the first energy that was off, the first energy that was off is I desire, right? And it started off with the 7 of Pentacles, and it ended off with the 9 of Swords, and this completed the energy. So this is anxiety, hopelessness, and trauma. But this is the place to have the anxiety. The energy is on this side. You can understand why you're anxious. But it's not just anxiety. It's almost here. It's excitement. The anxiety is like, I'm about to win and somebody's like racing me. And they're in second place, I'm in first, and I'm keeping this pace. But the one in second place is the devil. It's only you versus basically that evil that's after you, basically. It's always you versus them. But the finish line is there. And you know how, as a spectator, because you don't have all control, you're following what God asking you to do. As a spectator, watching this happen, you're like, oh God, hurry up. You almost want to skip it. Like, I want to skip this scene so I can just see what happens at the end. I'll back up if I need to. Like, let's just skip this part. So the next energy was I love. And it started off with the 3 of Pentacles, and I was off suit. And went from there to the 9 again of Cups. Let's get that. Now this is satisfaction, emotional stability, and luxury. Now, a stagnant place or an emotional place? I'd rather be in an emotional place You have movement, you have love, but it might not be the love for you. But it's better than being in the same position and not having anything to look for. So you would rather be in chaos than dead. You would rather, well, stillness. You would rather be in chaos. Ooh. Okay. Do you think that we're after peace or we're after evolution? Peace is you're surviving. You aced survival, and you can stay in the same place and you're at peace. No growth necessary. You got what you need, and I'm just gonna sit here and be a tree or something. Like, you don't need anything. You're at peace. Evolution is different. Evolution is the mindset that says, hey, I'm gonna take somebody with me to figure out this thing that we gotta do to make everything better. Evolution is, I'm gonna figure out what I can do within myself to make this world a better place. That's evolution. How can I make it better is the evolution. What can I become is the evolution. So you're not after stagnancy anymore, and that's perfect. You don't want peace. You want problems. Problems give you answers and solutions and more power. And went from there to the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands support the process, so let's see. Creation, willpower, inspiration, and desire. The desire to do what? Get through this sense of chaos, because it's only a perception, right? Get through the perception of chaos. And that's what that's talking about. It's only perceived, and that's what the devil wants you to believe, because the energy is necessary. The energy is the lasso. The energy is the lasso that you tame that new blessing with, right? So if your energy is out of whack, you got short rope. You ain't got no slack to work with. You got to get up close. You got to do this. You got to take it this way. You got to go for small game. You got to make traps and all this other stuff. The more energy you have, the better energy, the more focused energy. Instead of being anxious, excited, right? Excitement gives you a lot more slack to play with. And went from there to the Four of Pentacles. Conservation, security, and frugality. Now, this is another earth energy. It came after the 3 and then went straight to the 4. So it's a process of you being stagnant, but this is better because it's foundation. This is a collaboration. This is other people taking advantage of you. This is you taking advantage of you. Yeah. You are now the one that's taking advantage of you. That doesn't mean it's necessarily good, but you are the one in control, and you know that. And you're making your own mistakes and your own mess ups, and you have to fix your own problems. And it's a good feeling because there's no baggage. It's a lot less baggage. And went from there to the King of Swords. You know, the Emperor sitting down, the King of Swords sitting down. So let's see. Head of a heart, discipline, and truth. Now, the truth part of it can be nerve-wracking, but that's what brings you mental peace. The truth brings you mental peace. Because, let's just say this. If you know somebody betrayed you, for sure, for facts, there's nothing to think about. It's only the emotions that are reenacting itself. You're not thinking about, is it the deception? No, it's the deception. There's nothing to think about. It's just the energy that's flowing after it. So it's a difference. But that's what the truth brings. Discipline is, you know, hard work and that kind of thing. And the head of a heart. Now, your heart is right here, and your head is right here. So your heart, see, I did that backwards. It's very weird to, oh, thank you. That's why. Okay. Your best power in this world, regardless of who you are, regardless of what sign, is no. The ability to say no. Why? Because God is on one. God is number one. God, do you believe God is number one? Yes. I have a reading before. You can check it out. It's a couple of readings ago. It's something about you believing God is number one. This reading, that reading is for you. You should go check it out. But basically, no, go check it out. Go check it out because I explained it a lot better there. God is literally sitting in heaven saying no. No to everything that could happen to you that's bad, and no to everything that you're not ready for. Because God wants you to have that experience because he's living vicariously through you. So you saying no would only allow for the things that attract to you to happen, which is God's perfect play that can that can go in your life, that can happen in your life. You know what I mean? So the next card up is it started off with the Fool and I act, right? And it ended off with the 10 of Wands. Now this is accomplishment, responsibility, and burden. It's the burden after the fact, after the climax, after you realize. It's the burden after the fact, the burden of letting go, the burden of taking what you came with and going to the next place, the burden of allowing whatever people think that is a part of you to keep because it's not truly you. That's the burden of finding out who you truly are and knowing who you can't be around. That's the burden. And you know that is going to require some discipline to get there. What is your dream? That dream is coming up right now. We at the climax of that point where you decide to say, okay, I'm required to do certain things to get there. There you go. I'm required to do certain things to get there, and I will do it. Yeah. Next cards that were up, the next energy that was off is I am, right? This is the place of fear. If you fear, there's nothing happening in your life. There's only you need to be saved. Like, honestly, you just need to be saved. And not that saved. You need to be actually, somebody needs to come and get you out of the water with a net. Saved. That's when you have fear. But you know, we have protection and that kind of thing, but that's a hassle. All that energy can go towards evolution and growth. So it started off with the Lovers and it ended off, it went to death, the Death card. Now the Death card, I call this the Skeleton Warrior, right? Because you can't cut him, you have to break him. But the foundation of the person is on the outside now. So I'm going from what myself came here with to shield me rather than what I was programmed with that hurts me because it wasn't truly for me. You understand what I mean? It's an exoskeleton rather than endoskeleton. But that's spiritually and emotionally, right? That's on that spiritual side. And went from there to the Page of Cups that came up again. Like I said before, these two they support each other. Earth and water support each other. And it came up here. So yeah. Let's get the Death card. End of cycle, change, and metamorphosis. Of course you're going to change, but if nothing can affect you other than what God has for you, you'll be the pinball machine in direct route to what the abundance is. It's like God is going to push you in certain places. It's almost going to feel unreal. Like, how did I get here? I didn't decide to do this today. I swear to God I was supposed to go this way. That's fine. God made, a little audible play, that kind of thing. And went from there to the Page of Cups. Let me read it again. Happy surprise, dreamer, and sensitivity. Now, the dreamer part, I literally just mentioned the dream and it came up. But, in order. Remember what I said? You feel you have the things you need. This is, I'm using the things that I needed. This is, I'm using the things that I have. I have what I need. These are the emotions. Finally, it's almost like you have a flower that's been looking for water for months, and you finally came back from a vacation for yourself and then watered those plants. So there's life going right now. And went from there to the magician. Of course it's going to be. Why? Willpower, creation, mastery, and adaptation. Because there's an unlimited amount of things you can do when you finally start to nurture yourself. Because we are beings that are unlimited. We literally carry infinity. Like, we can do whatever we want. But it's up to our energy. I can barely talk. That's how I know it's true. So I went from there to the Two of Swords. This is difficult choices, indecision, and stalemate. Now, why is there a stalemate? Because you have to consciously let go of what your spirit is asking to hold on to. Because your physical hands are stronger than spiritual hands. It'll take that place. You come before spirit if you decide to go in spirit's way. So you have to let spirit go in front of you. It's like the carriage or the horses in front of the carriage. The horses can't get you forward if they're in back of you. You know what I mean? So you have to put them in that place. So it went from there to the World card, and that finished it. Fulfillment, harmony, and completion. Now, something about rejuvenation and retaliation. But what are you retaliating against? What the world said that wasn't for you, that you were dreaming of the whole time. It's a retaliation of the things that held you down, a retaliation of the consciousness that hated you. Because, you know, these things are outside of us and they work through the people around us and the things. So they want you to do things that will empower them. But every time you decide to do that, it lowers who you are and attaches them to you. So, like, remember that baggage and that carriage, the thing that you were carrying? Why do you think you're going so? Why do you think you were going so slow? Because you have to talk in the present tense. Yeah. But now you got the World. Everything is coming full circle. That kind of thing. Alright, so the next part of the reading is the star stream. And according to everything that you've heard so far, everything that you know, everything that you're thinking about, what can you do with it? This is the part of the reading where I give you options. Now, I don't answer any questions. I offer forms for the energy that you have right now. Because the energy is over here in creation. That's your spirit. Your spirit is talking to you. I'm talking to your spirit right now. So your spirit says, I need a way. I need an option. I need something, right? Something to take with me. So this is what we talk about, the ifs. Because I'm not God. No. God is going to work with whatever I'm... Okay, these two. That was just disrespectful just now. Alright, so courage and nature spirits in the place of experimentation. What could I experiment with in this world? Jeez. Grounded in the place of expression. What can I, if I express? So this is if I experiment, if I express. And the emotion of being grounded. The emotions are the lasso, remember? If you want to be grounded within self, you have to emotionally tie yourself to yourself. It's a relationship to an entity, a consciousness outside of you, within you. So, yes, you can touch somebody skin to skin. But when it comes to your spirit and your consciousness, it's within you and you are outside. That's who you are. You are everything outside. Spirit is everything inside. Oh boy. Integration. If I integrate healing practices into my life. That's what that says. If I integrate healing practices into my life, things will change for the better. Okay. Transmute. So, first of all, this place is transcend and transmute came. So I found that funny. And also, when this was over here, when the world card came out, I thought of Ouroboros, but that was on the Wheel of Fortune. But Ouroboros is the snake that eats its own tail. And then this card came up, so I was like, what am I thinking of? So Ouroboros is in your future. Fortune is in your future. Once you heal yourself, once you decide to heal yourself, fortune is in your future. And the last card of the actual reading is 2 cards now. It's going to be shadow and water. So let's get this real quick. So in experimentation, we have the first card, which was nature spirits. Elementals, fairies, devas, and other nature spirits request your presence. It is time to venture outside, get into nature, and recharge your batteries with trees, the grass, the mountains, the desert, and the sea. There is a magic that awaits you when you commune with nature. See, communion with nature is like almost like being plugged into an outlet, a source, right? It's being plugged into source. The more you're plugged into source, the more power you have. You plugged out, well, you're not plugged in, you can understand what's happening. You know where the power is. Source is within spirit. Well, it's easier to understand it by going within spirit. And from there, from the next card was courage. So if I experiment with a sense of courage, you are being invited to summon your courage and take the next right action. Drawing this card can be nudging you to let go of any fears that you are having and boldly move on ahead. This is your moment to seize the day, live your dreams, and step forward with confidence. You can meditate on this symbol in a mantra when you need a boost of encouragement. See, encouragement comes anywhere. It can be anything. You can see a picture and get encouraged. Alright? So, God sends those things to you. Those are all chance and coincidence. And there's no such thing. Coincidence is the hand of God. So, yeah. The next one up is expression. If I express a sense of being grounded. So the nature spirits came up and grounded came up in emotions. Have you been feeling spacey, confused, or unable to focus? Drawing this card. And I just mentioned the lasso. I know this is not a lasso, but you're anchoring with the same kind of concept to the sea floor. So that lasso came up to me right now. Time to reconnect with your physical body and its connection to the earth. Meditation, being outdoors, the same thing. Movement and root vegetables can all help you feel more grounded. So these are the inside workers that you can get from outside. The fruits and vegetables, the coconut water and all this other stuff. The things that Yaki Awakens talk about, Dr. Sebi talk about. These things are dielectric and electric and alive. Eat live foods because inside you is a living organism. The universe and all that other stuff. Your spirit requires living sacrifice. That sounded crazy. That's crazy. So, better nourishment. The next up, because you have better nourishment, you are practicing a certain kind of healing. Or vice versa, the opposite way. You are a healer. Fear not your own ability to be a light worker or a way shower for others. Drawing this card can also symbolize that a healing in its highest form is available to you now. If you have pulled this card in regard to a relationship or a situation, please know that there's a powerful exchange of energy here. Meditate on this when you're wanting to heal on the physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual plane. Alright, so it's kind of self-explanatory, healer. So transmute in the place of transcendence. To transmute is to convert one's energy into another. The snake is a powerful symbol of transmutation. You are being invited to accept its gifts of shedding to help you process something important. Use this ability to make magic by transmuting the snake's energy into something new and beneficial for your growth. Meditate on this symbol when you need some assistance in changing the energy in your life. So, transmutation is saying that I have anxiety or transmute it into excitement. I mentioned it before, but you have the power to do that, and it's that functionally easy. It's that functionally easy, but it's not hard. It's not easy to do. The action is easy, but it's not easy to keep up. You know what I mean? Like, nothing is, we got to get better at these things. So it's not always easy in the beginning. All right. So the last cards that are up is, it started off with water. No, sorry. It started off with shadow and ended with water. So let's get shadow. Now, this is the most misunderstood energy in the world. It's your shadow. Your own shadow is the most misunderstood. What is hiding in the dark? What is it that you're afraid of or don't want to see? This card comes to tell you that all cannot be in the light because there must be a balance. Exploring the beast requires you to comfort those unhealed parts of yourself, those aspects you deem unworthy or unlovable. The time is now to bring light into those usually concealed spaces, so that they may be healed appropriately and or banished forever. The shadow or hidden beast is not evil, just misunderstood. However, do tread carefully as you dive into sensitive territory. So, everything that anybody tells you who you are, if it's only received as data, it will never affect you. It never curse you. It never put you down at all. It'll be like, oh, this is what you've learned about me. Now that's that death energy. This is only what you learned about me. I see it. I see see your perspective. That's cool. That's your way of seeing who I am. So it's like you separate that. That's cool and all fine. It's not truly what it is. Even you don't truly know who you really, really are. We are learning who we are. So how does that person know? They have a still memory of what they know, who you are. You are constantly in growth because you are constantly learning. Doesn't matter what you're doing. So who are they? It doesn't matter what they're saying. Then it went from there. This is ascending or evolution, right? It went from there to water. So the last card, emotions, receptivity, and a connection to bodies of water. Drawing this card as a symbol of connecting to your emotions regarding your questions or situation. Allow yourself to be open to any changes of direction and let the element of water guide you in the right direction. Meditate with this symbol by a body of water in the bath or with a vessel of water to keep the emotions pure. Okay. So what I'm seeing is when God blesses you with new space, just something new that you can be proud of, right? Now imagine everybody has ink all over their body and you fill with this white shirt and you trying to walk through the streets. That's what it is. Like spiritually, when it comes to letting somebody in far enough, pause, but to reprogram what God made, what God taught you. That's what happens. But, we get warnings, and plus, you are a spiritual being. You're going to know these attacks miles away before they come, because, yeah. Why would you know miles away? Because it's your focus, the tower card. The higher the tower, the farther you see, the more preemptive you can be. And this is why tower moments happen, because as the tower stands, you see more, you collect more around you. So the tower must go higher, therefore it must be broken down to be built higher so you can see more to conquer. That's what the tower's for. It's for you to conquer more. Alright. And for some reason, Ron Conqueror. Alright. So, that was the end of the reading. If you enjoyed this reading, I appreciate you. If you still here, I appreciate you. I am offering readings. And if you are interested in the reading, just send me an email to the emails in the description below. And I'll send you all the details behind that. as I said before, this is going to be an app for the whole spiritual community. And before this reading, I was stuck not being able to start because I was so excited of what I was seeing you guys play with on the phone. I was stuck. I couldn't even process it because, like I said, some answers were given to me to get to that point. So I hope you're feeling blessed, because I'm feeling blessed right now and forevermore. And I appreciate you. I'm KyFy. Peace.